I saw this movie just recently called Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man obviously is a superhero. And basically in the context of this movie, he's this little boy. His alter ego is Miles Morales. And he's talking to his mother. But basically, the mother is struggling with this thing that all parents go through. This tension where, like, look, he will always be my little boy. So my desire always is to keep him safe, to always protect him. But at the same time, I recognize that an important part of growing up and becoming mature and becoming a man, I gotta let this little boy go out into the world and spread his wings. So she's talking to her son, Miles Morales, and she's like, look, for years I've been taking care of this little boy, making sure that he always feels loved, and he always feels like he belongs, but now he wants to go out into the world, and he wants to do great big things. And what I'm worried about is that the people out there in the world, they won't look out for you in the way that we do. They won't root for you the way that we do. They won't cheer for you in the way that we do. So here's the deal. You gotta promise me that you're gonna look out for this little boy, right? You gotta promise me that you're gonna look out for this little boy, right? Make sure that he never forgets where he came from. Make sure he never doubts that he's loved. And make sure that he doesn't let anyone in those big fancy places tell him that he doesn't belong, right? And this whole time, like Miles Morales, the kid, he's looking at his mom, he's got this little smile. And then the mom becomes slightly more serious and firm. And she's like, no, Miles, you gotta promise me. You gotta promise me you will never be lost. He's like, okay, I promise, you know? The Lord knows. Like the Lord knows full well He is sending us out like sheep in the midst of wolves. He knows, obviously, it is extremely difficult, especially in this cultural setting, to live your faith with authenticity. Never mind, proclaim the good news boldly. But at the same time, He says, like, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, because in a way which remains hidden from the world, in a way which remains veiled before the world, you are a child of God and the beloved bride of Jesus Christ. And so even though you might go through this world and people will reject you and persecute you and misunderstand you and your heart will ache for a whole variety of different reasons, you must never allow yourself to be lost. And never allow yourself to be convinced that you're less. Because God loves you. And that's all that matters.